Oh, God.
We should be live. Hey, Chris.
We're live.
Hey, Charlie.
Ladies.
And bam. Look at that hair, man. I'm out of control.
It's good. You look good, though.
That's a little out of control today.
My hair is very controlled. Even this little bit right here, that's controlled.
It's
You know
sexy.
Yeah, do you know what spazzatura is?
I do not.
It's an Italian fashion thing. So it's planned, like a company had planned obsolescence. So you're like, oh no, the thing fucked up.
Yeah.
So spazzatura is fashion where you don't want to look so put together that everything was completely calculated. So it's calculated uncalculatedness. So you
Yeah, well, perfect, like arranged messy hair has been the thing for a couple of years.
Exactly.
I mean, I
that's
wonder.
big.
Yeah,
that's the
some
trend.
guys, I wonder how long they spend in front of the mirror getting their hair perfectly messy.
Like perfectly unperfect. Yeah.
Yeah, like with a bunch of product, and it's like, just really?
Yeah.
Hi,
So
Lucy. Come on.
So then the next obvious question
Come
is,
on.
what the hell? Wouldn't that technically then be perfect if the perfect way to do it was slightly off,
Right.
right? Yeah. Anyway. So what's today's date?
Today is February 15th, fucking halfway through February.
God damn.
Statistically, things start getting warmer like January around the 27th, turning up in temperature, and it is not going that way. But anyway, it's February 15th.
Yeah.
I'm Chris,
I'm Charlie.
and we are.
It's twice I dropped it. 8 ball and fuck. There we go.
Might just be
Yeah.
broken liquid on the floor. And
This. Oh God. There's liquid everywhere. About your February thing, the girl at Starbucks the other day was hitting on me, and she was like, I've been seeing some robins out lately, or whatever. Like after I was like, oh, yada yada, my girlfriend thinks I'm cute too, yada yada. After she made her pass, and then we were still just waiting there awkwardly, like oh, this is good. And then she was like making conversation. She's like, so I saw a robin. I'm like,
was your girlfriend
Cool.
with you?
No, she wasn't with me, but usually they'll say something about the car or whatever, and then like, oh, cool car, like, oh, wow, you're a handsome guy, some shit like that, and then I'll be like, oh yeah, my girlfriend likes it too, or my girlfriend thinks I'm
You're
cute,
such a
whatever.
stud. You're such a super
Me?
stud. Yeah.
No, I'm not. I'm a fucking nerd.
You said they
overweight.
usually you're funny.
Oh.
They're fucking all over me, man. They're talking about their car. They're
Dude,
talking about the seasons. I can't keep them away from me.
the girls up north are vicious, man. They're bloodsuckers.
that's
They'll
different.
Go for it 'cause,
That's different. Yeah.
they don't give
You're
a shit. They're like, there's a guy, I gotta pounce.
okay. Maybe some of that, and also, you're what's a rescuer or whatever, a way out.
My average annual income is above $32,000 a year. I'm just kidding.
Which still makes you a one percenter in the world.
Yeah, as opposed to everyone else who lives up there. Yeah. And Charlevoix's not even bad. It's just the people who live there year round. Like if you go up there in the winter, you're like basically a townie at that point.
Right. Very different, for sure.
Yeah. Yeah. So like it's a different, like when you're up there in the summertime, it's all the vacationers and millionaires who have vacation homes up there and shit. But yeah. So I always like the getting hit on by the white trash girls who are my bread and butter.
Oh, that's a little
Not gonna
harsh,
say-
but okay.
I'm white trash. I like to have the air conditioning on and the windows down at the same time. That counts.
Okay. Before I got hurt, I always thought it would be fun for like 6 months to live in a trailer park and just see what it's like.
I would hate that.
How do you know? It would be interesting.
Do you want to do it together?
No. I don't. I want nothing to do with it now. But I thought it would be interesting.
Somebody's calling me. Yeah. Like,
6 months. If you could make it that long, but whatever.
that's a long fucking time. Maybe I would do like 2 months. 1 month is not long enough because it's kind of like a vacation almost. Like it flies by. But like if you're doing 2, you're like, I gotta be friendly to people. Like I gotta get along with these people or my neighbors. Yeah.
I got a weird story that's kind of peripherally about a
Trailer parks.
trailer park. I can tell it if you want. When I lived
Tell
in
it,
Milford,
yeah.
I went to a local pub, is like the Red Doggy Saloon.
Yeah.
And it gets, the local been there, and this is 20 years ago. Yikes. So like people who moved in Milford and built nice houses, and people who had lived there 50 years and live in, the smaller houses and everything in between, just kind of a Star Wars bar type of place.
Yeah.
So I was just bored on a Saturday. I'm like, fuck it. Nobody was around. I just went up, and they had karaoke, and I went, sang a couple songs, had a couple beers. I was getting ready to go, and this guy comes in, and I'm alone at a table, and it was packed. He's like, hey, mind if I share your table? No, not at all. So I ordered another beer and shot the shit with this guy, and he was, kind of a little rough around the edges, and he's like, hey, I'm going to a really cool bar. You want to go someplace else and hang out? And I'm like, sure, why not? So we went to this bar in Wixom called the Athenaeum, and it was right next to an enormous trailer park. And people were just like walking to and from. It just services trailer park. And this place really like was the Star Wars bar. The guy who owned the bar was probably 350 pounds. He was disgusting. He was just like
God damn.
fat rolling over fat. And then all the waitresses were all little hotties, but like little trailer park slutty hotties. And sorry, but I mean, that's what it was. And
It's
they
a
were
white
all
trash
in these
10.
skimpy outfits. They were like in Hooters outfits, but even skimpier. And at any point in time, it was so gross. So there's like these young, pretty girls, and they're just all over this guy who owned the bar. Because, man, this place was packed. He was raking it in.
He's the
And
Cheddar King. Yeah.
I wanted to get out of there so fucking fast. We'd been there 15 minutes. And the
And you're like,
police
"Fuck
come
this
in. Like 4 or 5 cops come in. And like, the guy sitting next to me, I didn't know him. He knew the guy I came with, who I didn't know. He takes a bag of weed and he sets it on my leg. And he goes, here, you got to help me out here. You got to help me out. And I'm like, get the fuck, what are you talking about? Fuck away from me.
I just met you.
Right. Like, you got to help me. You got to help me. Like, what, you're like a fucking 3-time loser? Get your shit off me. And
3 times.
it was fucking bizarre. So the cops like kind of busted, the lights came on, they busted a couple people. In my memory says it lasted, like 10 minutes. They were in and out. And then lights get dim, the music goes back on, and they're back to business. Like literally getting raided was fucking
Normal?
weird as hell. Well, yeah, it was normal for them. It was, I felt like I needed a shower when I left that place. Ugh.
Inside your body, I've felt like that before. So it's called the Athenian or the Athenaeum?
Well, it's spelled Athenian, but they pronounce it the Athenaeum.
Is it because they're white trash or because it was fancy?
I didn't ask, and I don't think they'd know the answer.
Because there's an article here that says R.I.P. Athenian Bar and Grill.
Oh, really?
So it must be gone now, yeah.
Okay.
No, but that's in Austin, Texas. Never mind.
This is Wixom, Michigan.
Because I just wanted to see if it still was there. I would totally go. Wixom, Michigan.
It's like smack dab in the kind of by like the Proud Lake area.
Was it on Grand River?
No.
Oh, never mind. Because there's this place called Stingers. That's it. That's all that shows up. Anyway, that's awesome. I don't even know there was a trailer park in. Well, I've never been to Wixom really, other than to go to that sports complex.
I didn't know it was there. You know, and I lived in Milford and drove back roads to and from this part of town.
Yeah.
Didn't know it was there. It was whatever. It was like a compound. Strange night.
That's great. I love.
It was a weird night. It wasn't even fun. It wasn't fun in a weird way. I just couldn't wait to get. The minute I went in that place, I couldn't wait to get out.
But now you had the story, so
Yeah.
it was worth it.
Yeah. The story makes me want to take a shower.
You're like, oh god. Yeah. Well, you actually remember being there. Like I didn't actually have to go and witness that. But you're the. I'm laughing about the waitresses who flock to the bar owner.
Yeah, you know what it reminded me of was Jabba the Hutt. It was like this disgusting fat man in these, you know, cute. I mean, they were like, I was younger then, so they weren't little girls, but they were younger than me. It just was fucking bizarre, weird.
Did you pull up in some hot rod or no?
No, it was back when I still drove a van. I was like early in the injury stage.
Yo, you just gotten injured.
Well, it was first 5 years probably.
Oh, first 5 years in. Yeah, I forgot you had the van, I guess.
Yeah.
I was gonna say if you pull up in one of your Mustang or whatever, or one of the vets, it's like people are like,
yeah, that'd have been a different experience.
you're gonna be the new big daddy around town.
Right. Yeah. No, yeah, that would have made that'd have made it worse.
Yeah, it would have been. You just brought attention to yourself.
Yes.
Yeah. Anyway.
Yeah, I was just an anonymous wheelchair guy. Anonymous.
Those nights like that are fun. That's a good.
You know, if I'd been with somebody to share, to like joke and say this is fucking weird, and you know, have a shot and laugh it up. Yeah, but I was alone. I just wanted out of there, man.
You could have ordered a Pim's cup or something, or a gimlet, and the guy would have been like, "What the fuck? Who are you? Get the fuck out of here!"
Give me a Cosmo. A what?
Yeah, this is the wrong bar for you, brother. Anyway.
Yeah, I'll take a Johnny Walker Black neat. What?
Johnny Walker Green. Yeah. You know that's a thing.
A green? What is that, like a million years old?
Green label. It's just whatever. Yeah, they have blue. I think they have green label, or they just have blue, black, and red. Anyway, doesn't matter.
I don't know. I know there's some pretty high-end stuff that's rare.
Anyway.
Yeah. So we started with the story.
Today's the day after Valentine's Day.
Today's the day after Valentine's Day. Yep.
Tangent.
And
nice.
So you got the lead.
And sorry, I didn't.
I've
been
a hermit for the last 10 days, and it's been good.
It's okay. I was trying to like find a way back to the show, but that's okay. I like your story. Valentine's Day was good. Do you know that roses cost like $80 for a dozen roses? That's fucking insane.
Well, and the closer you get towards Valentine's Day, the higher the price.
That makes sense. They're like, well, it's $75. I'm like, what the fuck? This nice old lady at Schroeder's, you know, up on the street there, was like upselling me. She's like, you get these peach roses, and then she comes up to ringing me up, and she's like, that's gonna be $79 whatever, and I'm like, what the fuck?
Well, yeah, Schroeder's is the most expensive florist within 10 miles too. That place is crazy expensive. I mean, you can get.
I didn't know that.
Oh yeah, they're stupid expensive. Yeah, Danny Schroeder was my brother's age and was good friends with one of his good friends. And Mrs. Schroeder probably still works there.
She was the old lady who was upselling me. Yeah.
Yeah. Crazy expensive.
Like, well, you really want to get peach roses? Because I was like, well, she likes, you know, my girlfriend likes yellow. She doesn't really like red roses, whatever. And then she's like, one of the ladies there was like, you can get these tulips or whatever the fuck, you know. And then the old woman, I'm assuming Mrs. Schroeder, was like, no, you're going to want these peach roses. I was like, all right, sure. That's what you think, you know? And she goes, well, the boss is always right. So I assumed she was whatever, the boss. And then rings it up, and I'm like, 75? I'm pretty sure that bouquet of tulips you showed me was like $25. I was like,
yeah.
What the fuck? So Valentine's.
Yeah,
Day
I
was
went there for
expensive.
something for somebody, I don't know. And I kind of thought I'd, get a discount, and there was no friends and family discount. I actually went in the
We
back
don't
room
do
and
that
talked to
here.
her for a while. She's like, "How's your mom?" Blah, blah, blah. And then
I said that'll be
$500, please.
$183. Yeah,
Right.
right. Yeah, right.
You
You're like, for
know,
flowers, Jesus.
on the right day, you can get nice roses at like Myers or Kroger or whatever. It has to be the right day, though.
Yeah, yeah, but they're always shitty. I don't know. They're always shit. Like I'll show you a picture of these roses that I got. They're fucking
That's,
amazing.
I'm sure
Beautiful.
they're beautiful. That's why I said on the right day. You got to get the day
Oh
they
yeah,
get
yeah.
them, right? Because they they
Yeah.
don't keep them as well as an actual florist who knows what they're doing and all that.
Yeah, they're nice. And then I like drove around with this huge bouquet of flowers in my back seat all day in the Camaro, and the back seat doesn't latch, so when you brake, the back seat falls forward. So I was like, shit. They got crushed at one point. It wasn't good. Anyway, but didn't expect an $80 bill for that. Anyway, the
You know where's a nice florist that's very nice and reasonably priced? Still nice florist prices, but is the Village Florist where Power Road ends.
oh yeah. I've been there before. Yeah,
Yeah, they have nice stuff there. They make nice arrangements.
yeah. Flowers. Who cares? I mean, they're pretty, but
I like flowers. If I had time, I'd bring
I
flowers
like
home
flowers
for
too,
myself.
but I like a garden. What?
I'd bring cut flowers home for myself. If
Really?
Sure, I love flowers. They liven up a house.
You want me to bring you flowers sometime?
Sure, absolutely.
Okay, you got it.
Flowers are
What's
beautiful,
wrong with
man.
a man buying another man flowers? Nothing wrong with that.
Is there anything wrong with a man buying himself flowers?
No.
Hey, I'm metrosexual.
Not at all.
I'm metrosexual. I'm not.
I take care of myself. Anyway.
That's right.
What was
I'm
I
not
saying? Oh yeah, anyway, Valentine's Day, a corporate creation, right?
Hallmark
I don't even
holiday.
know where I was going with that. Hallmark holiday. Yeah, we should have done a Valentine's Day episode, but we kind of talked about relationship stuff last week, didn't we?
Yes.
Yeah. Okay. Well, never mind then. We'll
Never
just get right
mind.
into the bulk of this. Yeah.
Let's do it,
I'm
man.
not doing very well on the segues today. I think I'm overly caffeinated, but basically what I wanted to do, I've been texting Chris all week about this. I just want to seriously shit on Jen Psaki, the new press secretary for the Biden administration. Just not a fan. Not a fan. And I don't even remember. It might have been you I was talking to about this. That's got to be a hard fucking job. Like, don't get me wrong. I wouldn't excel at that if I was just thrown in there. She is not good at it. And we've seen what good looks like. Good is Sarah Huckabee Sanders and Kayleigh McEnany. They were both good at that job. They were great at that job. And then you have this chick, circle back Psaki, being like, well, we'll circle back to that. We'll circle back to that. I got an article up right here. Jen Psaki refuses to call Israel an ally when pressed on why Biden hasn't called Netanyahu yet. She goes, well, I don't want to, there's ongoing processes. I need to let those happen before I can make a statement for the, and it's like she panicked and didn't know what to say. And it's like, nobody gives a shit if you just say that.
That
Like, your job is to say it.
But to be good at that job, you have to have two or three, but two seriously good skills. And one is knowing everything that's going on everywhere, locally, nationally, globally. I mean, you got to be on your game, and you need some historical reference
Like that.
And then you got to be quick on your feet with the press, right? Because if you go up there and you don't know jack shit, at least from which to draw context, even if it's like a kind of a non-statement, you at least need to make your non-statement relevant. So yeah, that's a hard job.
It's hard as fucking, no doubt. Like I said,
but you and I were talking about it. The thing is, you're not up there as a spokesperson or an editor. you're up there to field questions and speak on behalf of the administration, and
You're a yes/no machine, I think was what I said. Yeah.
yeah, and I've not watched her enough to draw any conclusions. But yeah, it sounds like she's a little rough, and
It's ridiculous.
you know, there's never anything wrong with saying, you know what, I don't know the answer to that, but next press conference I'll get back to you.
Especially in that job, I think people wouldn't. Oh, sorry. Oh, and I was holding this up, by the way, just to be like,
What is
said
it?
you have to know everything that's going on. You just pay 10 people to put it in a book, and you're like, oh yeah, Israel. Let me see. Israel, and it says in there, we don't know yet. Oh, Israel.
Yeah, but
yes,
I mean,
ally. Boom.
if you're
and then you're like, next day we have an update. Yeah.
if you're in a
like,
press
there you go.
conference, though, I mean, there's one of 50 questions that might get asked that day, and a good person's going to have 50 answers at the ready, and they're going to have a staff that are like, here's all the things, and you got to be able to capture that shit and retain it.
I didn't say I was going to be good at a good solution, but that is a solution. You could do that, and it would.
Well, it's a source of knowledge, I think, is your point, right?
Yeah. Right. And you pay 20 fucking interns to do that or whatever, you know?
Yeah.
$9 an hour. Yeah. So, whatever. Yeah. And the thing that I think I talked to you about yesterday, we were going to do the show yesterday, and then because it was Valentine's Day, we pushed it off because women are volatile. But the thing with her, some guy from Fox News was there being like, hey, what? So you know, all these jobs, we just lost all these jobs, Biden, by canceling the pipeline permits. When are, you know? And they're saying, hey, they're gonna just go get a new green job, And he's saying, when are all these new green jobs going to be available for these pipeline workers to go and get? You know, they're essentially just construction workers, right? When are they going to be able to go get a green job? And she was like, why don't you bring me some evidence that anybody actually lost their job? Thousands of people lost their job, really? It was like, that was how she answered his question. And he's like,
yeah, you took a project that employed thousands of people, and you literally took the on-off switch and switched it from on to off. And
he wasn't even
instantly
commenting.
Ended thousands of jobs.
Yeah, he wasn't even commenting on whether or not it was a good thing or a bad thing. He was just saying, when do they expect to be able to get a green job? And it could have been yesterday, you know? I don't know if the answer is yesterday or not. That's why I'm asking.
Yeah.
And she was like, why don't you just fucking bring evidence next time? And I was like, oh, you suck.
So Biden's turning out to be another guy, another politician, right? Where shit like this happens, 100 million shots in 100 days. That's already out of control to definitely not happen. Nobody's calling him to the carpet, right? There's a shortage. It's already upside down. It's worse than it was before he took office.
Did I tell you this? That the Trump administration was doing 1 million shots a day, and then Trump says, we're going to do it better than Trump. We're going to do 100 million shots in 100 days. And you're like, those are the same.
Same thing, right?
Yeah. Yeah. Like, wait a second. Sorry, never mind.
Right. Calculator, slide rule. How's this different?
It's the thing from Anthony Cumia was talking about. He's saying it's the thing from Spinal Tap, this great movie where they're talking about the numbers on the speaker, the dial. And
Right.
he's like,
11.
this one goes up to 11. But yeah, but this goes up to 11. It's 11. It's higher than 10, but it's the same. Whatever. Anyway.
Yeah, well, why don't you just number it to 10 and turn
To
it up to
12,
the same thing? Because when you get to 10 and you need that extra 1, it wouldn't be there.
God, that's a great fucking movie. That's a great movie.
Yeah.
Anyway, sorry, you were saying they're already on track to not get.
I don't know what I was
shots.
saying. I'm in a goofy, funny, good mood.
Sorry, you said they're already on track to not get the 100 million shots, and
yeah, things are getting sideways. There was just an update today that like 1,800 locally, it's upside down. Beaumont Hospital pushed off 1,800 second vaccinations because they're in short supply. So.
My grandpa, they canceled his appointment.
Really?
They're like, sorry. Yeah.
Is he getting
That
it
was
up
just for
north?
his first.
Yeah.
He's in Florida.
Yeah. So
He's a snowbird. Yeah.
whatever, man. Whatever.
Who knows?
Who
But you know
fucking
what?
knows?
It's
Green
Trump's
new
fault.
jobs.
Because fuck that guy.
Well, you know,
Yeah, and just the way she answered that shit made me so fucking mad. So,
here's the thing. Trump did the same thing, though. Like, you know, make America great again. We're going to shut down China and bring all these jobs back. Well, it's not like there's a bunch of idle factories, again, with an on-off switch where they're just ready to, we can make, you know, Barbie dolls and Mattel toys and, you know, whatever else that's made, iPhones. You can just say, hey, ready, go. You know, and you got 1 million trained people and a couple hundred factories. It just doesn't work like that. So, you know, to just shut shit off and say we're going to replace it with green jobs. Well, one, green energy it ain't there yet. Two, what are you going to make, right? Do you put up a factory that's going to make solar panels, you know, in a day?
when they're cheaper from China anyway.
And
yeah.
you just say, hey, fill out this application and there's a $50,000 job right there. Good to go. No problem. Whatever.
Yeah, that's how everything works, Chris. You just do it and it happens. It doesn't have to be backed up by anything.
It's the swamp. The fucking swamp.
And did you see this new
people?
fucking $1.9 trillion COVID relief thing they're putting forward?
Yeah.
$2 trillion. Oh my fucking God.
Well, the first one was about that much, right?
It was 1 point something. Yeah, 1.4 maybe. I
It's
don't
big.
fucking know. But it was still ridiculous. And so we're going to be above $4 trillion in COVID
Yeah, you
relief
know, I don't know how I
bills.
feel about that because if the economy just totally goes debunk, if there's nothing left to rebuild, it's probably better to be in massive debt and
Why do you
have
say that?
than have an engine to pay it back.
Oh, I see what you're saying. Didn't know engine.
You know, yeah, desperate times kind of thing, you know.
But they've been doing that shit for years anyway.
Yeah, this is genuinely different. I mean, deficit spending is crazy. Deficit spending's not good, but
I like how that's a term that shouldn't even be a thing that exists.
deficit spending.
they're like, what do we do? Oh, we just go negative. We just go into the negative. Look, here's deficit spending. Look, right now, spending. This is a word, spending. Look, we're in the black. Deficit spending, we're in the red. See, it's a new term that I just created, and it changes everything. We don't have to have budgets anymore. Oh, great. Let's do that. Like, what the hell? I don't fucking get it. I hate it so much.
The way, and I think I've said this on one of the shows, the way this country is run financially is we got a credit card and we're like,
Yeah.
hey, this is awesome. And ran the credit card up to its limit and we're like, oh, fuck. Oh, wait, we're got to make payments on this credit card. Hey, we can go get another credit card. And literally what we're doing, I mean, we create debt, and then we got to service the
Balance
debt.
transfers.
So we create debt to service just the fucking debt on the debt, you know, and then you do it again, and you do it
Yeah.
again. And
Yeah.
some serious irony was Bill Clinton did a really good job with the economy.
Which is, and I'm not going to let anybody take that away from him. He did do a good job. That was we were we were profitable, right? The country turned a profit.
Yeah, right. He
Debt
he balanced the budget, got the debt even, and it was, right, no inflation, good times, noodle salad.
And I don't even think, it's not like Bill Clinton sat down with a fucking calculator or a slide rule and, put his glasses on and was like, all right, let's balance the budget. He got the right people in there to do it. But it's like,
Right.
yeah, it's like just do that again. It's not like it has to be. Why the fucking? It's entitlements, and it comes down to that. The budget. I don't know if we've ever talked about that, the national debt on the show in detail, but it's fucking insane. It's just so crazy to me that people don't care about it. They're like,
Well,
whatever.
it doesn't
we should never have
affect
to pay it
them.
back.
It doesn't affect them. So why do they give a shit?
Then is it real at all? You're like, no, because money's just a fucking social construct, and it doesn't matter.
It's an entry on a book.
Yeah.
That's all it is.
Yeah.
It's not backed by anything at all.
What? So worst case scenario,
It's backed by bookwork.
you just default on your debt, and your credit
But no,
score
you
goes
can't-
to zero as a country.
Well, you can't do that because your currency is worthless and you can't import anything. You fucking starve.
We'll just make everything here. Yeah. Wait a second. Yeah.
Right? If your currency goes to zero, you're fucked. And then the
Greece.
whole world starts dumping your currency and it's worthless. It's just
we
worthless.
use Bitcoin. But how do you get Bitcoin?
Yeah.
You get it.
I don't fully, I mean, I understand that, like, so Bitcoin is housed on all these different platforms that makes it more legitimate, but it's still funny money.
No, well, it's still, it's not, it's a non-thing, right? It's not, it's a non-physical thing. Yeah. But I'm saying at some point you're getting paid out in dollars for Bitcoin when you try to, buy shit with it. You're like, let me sell this and convert it to dollars. And you're like, oh, wow, what used to be 10 cents is now $10 million. You're like, shit. Fuck. Yeah.
Yeah. There was a movie called Dave where
Dave.
the president was played by Kevin Kline. You know who he is? Actor.
No.
And he had a heart attack and he was in, like, intensive care. And there happened to be a guy, like this small town
It looked like
businessman,
him, right?
and it was the same guy played the character.
Oh, yeah.
And he looked enough like him that he could pull it off. And a guy named Charles Grodin, who you probably don't know, funny guy, funny actor, is Dave's accountant back, in a small town little business. He's like got a construction business. And he's like, hey, I need a quick tutorial in, like, economics. Can you come tell me so I can speak somewhat intelligently in these meetings that I'm going to have? So he comes and, like, they're in the Oval Office and he's looking at the books and he goes, who the fuck does these books? And he's like, this small town rural accountant. Who the fuck does these books?
Oh, wait, the movie's called Dave. I'm gonna watch that tonight. I'm gonna fucking make Sarah watch it. Yeah, that sounds awesome. Who the fuck does these? He was appalled at, like, the lack in accuracy or whatever.
Yeah, and it was like there was a little irony there because he was looking at the books kind of like, like it's a small business. But anyway, it's like, who the fuck does these books? It was a good movie. Or I remember it being a good movie.
I've seen tiny parts of that movie, I think.
Okay.
And then doesn't he get pulled over by the cops and he's like, I'm a reenactor or whatever. I'm an impression
I don't remember.
Forget, never mind, different movie.
I don't remember.
Lots in the weeds on that, but anyway, I'll watch that and I'll get back to you on it. But more importantly, we had breaking history on Friday. You know what happened?
Trump got acquitted. Or was that Saturday?
Most acquitted president ever. He's
He's a
the
record
least
holder.
guilty president of all time.
That's a funny way to look at it.
He's been acquitted twice. They
The
tried to
least
impeach him twice,
guilty.
and he's fucking bulletproof. He's
You
the
know, I was-
Teflon Don.
Yeah, I was thinking about that. As fucked up as Trump's behavior was, that impeachment, he said two things, right? Fight like hell, basically, for what you believe in, which is fine. There's nothing wrong with that. And then in terms of the actual Capitol building, he said go and protest peacefully. Like, those were his words, protest peacefully. So
No,
as much
he said
as
protest violently, I thought. That's what the Democrats were saying. I'm joking.
Right.
Obviously, I'm kidding. Sorry.
Oh.
They're like, he said, no,
Like, what did
go
you see in the
violently
citizen-
protest.
Why I didn't watch the trial. I'm like, what did I not see? And again, I can't stand Trump. I can't fucking stand him. And he's
I
He's kind of there's kind of some, not theoretical, but for lack of a better way to put it, like some theoretical culpability there, or conceptual, I guess conceptual culpability, but there's not any actual
I was gonna say realistic
evidence
or
of
tangible culpability.
that, beyond a reasonable doubt, that he intended to incite any definitive action.
And is that the difference? Is it intent to or ability? Because I say this, and this is something that my dad's been telling me since I was fucking 5 years old or whatever. Well, I'm exaggerating, but you know what I mean. If I rob a bank because someone told me to rob a bank, I'm the fucking one who goes to jail because I don't have to listen to shit, right? I don't
Yeah.
have to do anything. It's not that guy's fault that he told me that. It's my fault for being a fuck. And then they're like, or my fault for being a bank robber, not the mastermind's fault or whatever, the prankster's fault for telling me to do it. It's my fault. And even if Trump said, go do all these heinous, horrible things, it's not like he actually did anything. I don't see an inciting a riot that's yelling fire in a crowded movie theater. I don't think. I'm losing my reality.
Yeah, but high crimes and high crimes are unique to the office, and I knew exactly what it meant. Like I could have told you in words.
We talked about it on the show before. Yeah.
But I mean, it could constitute a high crime.
Could it though?
But again,
Inciting a riot.
you know, I don't even get it. It's like he's fucking gone. Just
It's all optics. It's all politics. And Van der Veen, Trump's lawyer, his attorney, oh my God, fucking beautiful. Because now that Trump's out of office, he's just a citizen again. And, like, he's just shitting on politicians as usual. And the lawyer, in this interview with CBS, she goes, are you surprised that politicians are saying X, Y, and Z or whatever? And he's like, I'm not surprised that politicians say anything. Because they're horrible, awful people who will say anything for any reason. And it's like, and there's no accountability to it. And then he goes on to say in the same interview, they doctored evidence. The prosecutors had doctored evidence, which actually happened. If you go and you look it up, people, they faked fucking evidence that they presented because they didn't have anything. And when she goes, yeah, but by doctored evidence, don't you really mean all they did was just change a date on this and add Photoshop in a blue check mark? And he's like, whoa. That's not enough for you? You're saying that they did was they just doctored it a little bit, and the dude
You're not
goes,
exaggerating?
fucking.
wow.
Well, I'm exaggerating a little bit, but that's essentially how it went down. And the guy's like, "Are you fucking kidding me?" He's like, "They actually doctored evidence." He's like, "They changed the year
Well, it's just a little bit.
They changed it from." Yeah, it was just a bit though.
We
but it's okay.
did do the nose.
Yeah, right. We did it. I just watched that literally 2 days ago with Sarah. We did do the nose and the hat.
That's the same thing. We did do the nose.
And the hat. She turned me into a newt. Yeah, I just watched that. But
man.
that actually happened, and it was like they changed the date from 2021 to 2020, and they added a blue check mark to make it look like it was validated by Twitter or whatever. And he's like, that is fake. They fucking doctored evidence and presented it in a trial. And it's like, who the He's like, our politicians should not act like that, and it's disgusting that you, the media, would try to present this like you're trying to diminish what the meaning of that is. And he just lost it, and then he ends up taking off his mic, throwing it down, and she's like, well, I see you're taking off your mic now. Back to you, Scott, or whatever, you know? It's like, oh, shit.
What was this on?
Anyway, CBS.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. And he just was sick of it. And like, I think she's like, well, that was whatever, something Van der Veen. And he goes, yeah, citizen. Like, bitch, I'm not a fucking, he's like, that's right, I'm a fucking citizen. I'm not a politician.
We did do the nose.
We did do the nose.
Crazy, man.
Did you dress her up like this? That's such a great movie. We are heading. We are the knights who say me. That one is also crazy relevant, that bit, in today's times. But Anyway,
What else? What else we got going on?
I just fucking hate Jen Psaki so much, and I want to just continue to. Oh wait, I saw something funny that I sent
If
you. This is
she's
kind of a
if
funny
she's
story.
that bad, they'll pull her because she can
I
only do
think-
damage.
Here's my prediction, and I'll ask the 8-Ball to back it up, but I predict that she does get fired. Now, if she doesn't get fired, it's because I'm naive and didn't see that it's because she's a woman. And they're like, we can't fire a woman unless they're like, oh, we're bringing on a black
They'll,
woman now.
they'll replace her
Or
with
transgender.
they'll replace her with the right.
Yeah.
They'll replace her with a woman. Whatever.
Yeah, that's right.
I mean, certainly one of the things that she can't do is,
Answer questions.
garner all on her own. What's the word I'm looking for? She can't single-handedly make it worse. I mean, her job is to, quell the situation, not stoke it.
Her job,
Beca-
here's what I picture her job as. And most politicians have this problem, but she's like where they join the media and politics, they like connect. So like I have special hatred for that, but if I'm a journalist there and I ask her, "Hey, is it raining outside?" and she goes, "Well, there are clouds in the sky and there's water on the ground and it's kind of gray out here and gloomy, but I don't really know. I'm not qualified." Answer the fucking question. Is it raining outside or not? I want a yes or no answer. Don't tell me there are clouds and that there's water on the ground. Tell me that there's fucking rain or not. And they're just incapable of doing that.
Well, then she's really bad at her job, and she doesn't know.
That's what
and
it
she
is
doesn't.
every time.
And maybe she doesn't even know what her job is. Maybe nobody's told her.
Maybe she doesn't know. And maybe you're right. I don't fucking know. I never didn't even think about that. She's just incompetent.
It certainly sounds
That's my
like it.
job. Yeah, and I don't
'Cause-
know if that's the type of secretary or cabinet position where you're like your own boss, or if it's like you still answer to somebody. You probably answer to the
Oh my
chief of staff,
gosh.
right?
Absolutely. That's a very powerful and important position.
Oh, so you're
Right.
your own guy.
Well, I mean, that position, I think, reports to the chief of staff, who's
Yeah.
in charge of the White House.
Yeah.
I don't know. You may not like it because it's all Democrats and a pretty liberal bunch, but I thought West Wing was really interesting.
I'm gonna watch it. I'm gonna watch it. My mom keeps telling me to watch it, and you said that too, so I got to do it.
It's interesting. It's good.
It's a
It's
TV
well
show.
done.
I liked House of Cards. That was Democrats too. Fuck it.
Yeah. Well, I didn't see House of Cards. That's Kevin
It's good.
Spacey, right?
It's really good. It's good up to the third season. Yeah.
He kills a fucking dog the first episode. I couldn't get past it.
He just breaks its neck. It was dying already. He didn't kill a dog. The dog was injured, and he, put it out of its misery.
Well, wasn't it kind of brutal though? I just remember
It was
watching and being like,
And he was like, the dog got hit by a car, and he just, killed it.
okay, I don't remember that, but
It wasn't like he just stomped on a dog. He was like, "Fuck you, dog! Get out of my! I'm walking here."
yeah, but wasn't it? It just seemed like
No, it was a mercy killing.
okay.
Yeah, but fair. It's brutal for literally the first scene of the whole show. Yeah,
Yeah, and it's making a
I
point.
love that. Yeah,
But didn't
he's
he
talking
like?
about weak stomachs, though. I think.
Is it talking about weak stomachs, or is it just this guy is so matter of fact and
Having the will to do tough things. That's the message I took. Maybe I'm wrong, but
perhaps part of that, and perhaps that just snapping a dog's neck in the interest of doing the right thing. Snapping a puppy's neck would be a hard thing to do, even if it's the right thing to do.
yeah, but
I mean, I wouldn't want to hold the dog and be like, it's okay, you're going to be okay. You run it to the vet and you let the vet do it versus just like snap. It's dead.
That's what I'm thinking.
Snap
is
its
it's
fucking
either
neck.
I do it now, or I let the dog endure whatever pain, however long it takes for me to get him to the vet, and the vet to go, like euthanize.
Anyway, I
yeah,
don't know, I
know,
just
that's
couldn't
a
get.
tough
Is
question.
it worth watching?
It's good. It's really good, and you're like it doesn't. It's a little bit they don't show you like it shows evil sides of government, but you're like that's not the evil that we're seeing today. Where the evil today is that they're just lying to you, and it's like look over here, look over here while we're doing whatever over here, don't pay attention to them behind the curtain. Whereas they're like killing people and shit, and you're like I don't really believe in that, but I do believe that you guys are fucking horrible liars, So it kind of is eye opening, but at the same time, it's just a good show about politicians being evil.
Oh, I should give it another try.
And
Maybe start with episode 2.
episode 1 is good, man. You gotta get into it. Yeah.
I'll start 15 minutes in then.
And Spacey, God, I love Spacey.
Too bad he was creepy and he got caught.
What did he do? Rape a kid or something? Or no, he just molested
Like
somebody or something.
fondled an underage kid
Yeah.
or something.
He's a great actor. I love Kevin.
He's a
Spacey.
great actor.
I don't even care that he did it. How about that?
Okay.
Was it a bad thing? Yes, it was bad. I'll say that. Do I hate him as an actor now? No. But I'd like to see him in more movies. Yeah.
Kaiser Sose, right?
What if that was your punishment? So for all the people that got, like all those guys, well, not Harvey Weinstein. He's not an actor, but if you get caught, whatever, being a sexual abuser, instead of like getting thrown in jail, you just now have to make movies for free. It's like whatever project comes your way, you just have to do it.
And have your balls cut off.
Oh, there you go. Sure. Yes. Yeah. It's a guy on guy. For Kevin Spacey, it's different to me because it was guy on guy.
Why?
Slightly different.
Uh,
I don't know. I have a double
Underage?
standard. 16. I wouldn't have considered myself underage at 16 when it comes to sex.
Well, the legal age of consent in Michigan is 16. So
Yeah.
I don't want to be talking about this, man.
Yeah, we don't have to talk about it. Sorry, I didn't mean to bring it up. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. That's my fault. Sorry. Anyway.
It's just a
It's icky. Yeah.
an odd topic, yes.
Yeah. Sorry. Whatever. It's not.
No,
good
it's
stuff.
okay.
I apologize. You can. I don't
So
wanna
what
talk
next,
about it.
man? Like I said, I haven't been paying attention for a week and a half. What next? What should I expect when
Now
I
that okay,
when I re-engage this week?
I'm glad that you asked, Chris. Let me get into this for you. So, Trump's impeachment, they just squeezed the last drop of juice from the Trump lemon, right? There's no more.
One would think. Don't be surprised at Trump derangement syndrome seems to be an addiction.
TDS, yeah. But we talked about Trump's saturation, and now I think they're at the point where journalistically, there's not much else they can do to keep him in the news.
There is one
At some
thing.
point, they're going to have to start what?
There are allegations bubbling up that he committed some crime in Georgia to conspire to get votes falsified or something like that. I heard that on the news
Get
this
votes
morning.
falsified?
Allegations that he did something that's just straight out criminal, that's being looked into right now with regard to Georgia and after the election.
Oh, that's a fucking nothing sandwich. He didn't win, though. So who cares? He's out.
An obsession with fucking with the guy.
No way. I'll you maybe just
Check
to
it
play
out.
devil's advocate. I'll say that that's going to be a non-story, but perhaps I could be wrong. I've been known to have been wrong before. My point is that well's running dry. Like maybe they have a few more weeks tops, maybe 2 more weeks of some Trump shit, and then they'll probably be talking about the impeachment for another week or 2. But they're going to have to start reporting on this administration. I haven't seen fuck all I have seen haven't seen. I have seen nothing about Biden since he got inaugurated. I haven't read a single story about Biden since he got inaugurated.
Yeah.
Right?
Well,
He's nowhere.
if we don't do 100 million shots on 100 days, is that a story? Has he failed?
It's just more politicians being politicians, right?
Yeah.
I don't think. I mean, that's what I'm saying. The media will be like, they won't make a thing out of it, and then people will just be like, "Oh, whatever." They lie anyway.
But there's some. Well, Trump set it up wrong. He set up Biden
And then
to
what? They're
fail.
going to be blaming this guy for the next 3 years. You know?
Hey, man.
Yeah. You're right.
Things are so off right now. Who knows?
That just bothers me a lot. So actually, you know what? I did read a story. The one story that I read about Biden was about the $2 trillion stimulus bill. So
It's
if
only
that's the next big
1.9.
story, then
It's only
only
1.9.
1.9. Sorry,
You big liar.
it's only 1.978. They're $22 billion off of a $22 billion shy of a full two. Yeah. What if it was 1.99?
Anyway, I interrupted you. So this stimulus
fine.
bill.
That was the story. I lied earlier, or I was mistaken earlier when I said I hadn't seen a story about him. I did read that story today, and it was about him, but it was just a headline. The cover photo was a picture of him, but he's just going to be a non-story, like he's going to be a non-media president almost. Like Trump, you couldn't go literally one day without seeing him in the news. You know?
You couldn't
with
go.
George-
You couldn't go one partial news cycle: morning, afternoon,
6 hours.
evening, nighttime.
Yeah.
You couldn't. Nuts.
It's always a news story.
But you know, Trump contributed to that. He sat in the Oval Office and tweeted nonstop. I mean, the whole thing
Fuck
was
you.
just.
Fuck
The
all
whole
of you.
thing was. I don't know if self-fulfilling prophecy is the right word, but it was just like this vicious circle that fed itself.
It was self-perpetuating, is what you mean to say.
There you go. Yep.
Yeah. Yeah, I
Yeah.
guess, but that's his nature, right? So I think
Yeah.
Biden's just not like that.
He's not. It was a weird
yeah.
4 years. It was a weird 4 years. No matter how you slice it. Despite what you think of
But
it, I think it was
Go
kind of bizarre.
Bizarro? Yeah.
And whether you liked him or didn't like him, it was still kind of exhausting.
I was going to say, and I didn't want to interrupt you, but I did. I wanted to say it was exhausting to me because even though my guy was in, you can't see my guy was in office. All the shit swamp politicians were still in office too. So it was just one dude against everybody. And it was like, one dude against, not even against, sorry. I had one guy on my team, and I still had the other 537 other guys, or whatever the fuck, 535 other guys still against me. So it wasn't like anything changed, and I was naive enough to expect that he was enough to change anything. And as soon as Biden got inaugurated, he was back. Mitch McConnell was back up there, fucking shaking hands with Kamala Harris and Nancy Pelosi, and Biden being like, "Oh, thank God he's gone, right? I'm a fucking turncoat." Yeah. So they're all horrible. I just lost faith in the whole system. You got to burn it down.
Well, you weren't listening to me.
What?
It's an icky place. It's an icky place.
You're right.
The fucked up thing is it's a necessary evil, unfortunately. Or fortunately. It depends how you look at it.
Oh, you mean
the
why? Government?
Yeah, the government. I mean,
why
not
don't
the
we bring
government,
back
but
public
our system. Why what? Anarchy. Mike Malice for president.
It's been a while since we've had a guillotine, like a guillotine event. Let's go cut some heads off. I think that would be a good incentive for politicians to, Oh my God! Now, when someone cuts someone's head off, it's going to be Charlie Houston inciting a riot. Oh Jesus! Inciting an insurrection. Mr.
It's a
Houston, how do you
painless
plead to
process.
inciting a beheading? What?
It's a painless process.
Yeah, you just. Ching. Yeah.
Ah,
Fancy. What?
just
It's
Life's
just, it's
crazy.
dirty and it's a swamp. What's
It
the?
is dirty.
Here's what I want to end on. Wait, what'd you say? Life's crazy.
No, I said it is dirty. It is dirty.
Here's what I want to end on. Where is you want to? You and I want to fight the good fight. What is the battle to be won, and what does a victory even look like? You know, like what are we fighting towards? What do you want? Transparency, honesty, accountability, and less gunk, right? In the system. How do you get that? It seems impossible.
I mean, getting back to actually being a republic, a constitutionally limited republic, where there's sufficient reaching across the aisle to occasionally get shit done, but sufficient gridlock that the government isn't in DC making laws that just fuck
Left
with.
and right.
You know, a free market economy is a total self-righting machine. And when you start fucking with it, you know, with regulations and a central bank and all that, then you're I always likened the economy to a canoe. A canoe that's full of water up to within 1 inch of each side. And what you don't do is rock that boat, because it'll just keep on going with 1 inch of safety, and you rock that motherfucker and it fills up and sinks.
Blah 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 blah.
Right. Blah, 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 blah.
You know what you just mentioned that brought optimism back into my heart?
I don't.
The economy. Sorry, I don't know. I had waited for you to say that. That was obvious that was rhetorical.
You know, one thing.
The economy is the opposition in this.
It's responsible for what's good in this country. Free
in this
markets.
world, right?
Free markets. And I really wish capitalism is not the best sounding word, you know, in terms of a word having optics.
I only associate capitalism with good things.
No, but a free market economy, it just sounds, it's the same thing, but it sounds so much better. And it's more descriptive of what it is, a free market economy. Just let the market decide, right? What are the ailments? What do people need curing of? Guess what? The market, because there's money in it, is going to save people, right? What do we need to keep people healthy in terms of food if people want to be healthy? Everything. Free markets fix problems. And people don't see that anymore. That's why America became what it was in a matter of, you know, a few decades. Literally. You know, the Industrial Revolution, we just kicked everybody's ass. You know, and by the 20th century, 1900, we're kicking everybody, and we still do. We invent the software, we invent the computer hardware, we invent the vehicles and the airplanes and the space travel because it's a free market economy. That's why. And man, oh man, there's people who want to fuck with that, and they have no idea. What if somebody said, we're going green starting tomorrow? We need to be net neutral, right? Let's say not green. We need to be net neutral tomorrow, period. It's the fucking law. Guess what happens? Guess what happens to me? Because I won't be able to afford electricity to cool myself. I'll die of heat stroke this summer. I'm dead. I'm fucking dead in a year. People don't even think about it. You can't, we're just going to get rid of fossil fuel. It's bad, it's bad, it's bad. Okay. If I believe the arguments that CO2 is in the long term fucking with global warming, and that's bad. But if you just say, shut it off, right? Mao Zedong, Stalin, let's kill tens of millions of people.
Yeah.
You get rid of fossil fuel, you're going to kill hundreds of millions of people. If you do it fast.
What is it? I was talking to my girlfriend's mom today. She said it's -8 degrees in Kansas right now. Conway Springs, Kansas. What are they going to fucking have a fire? They're going to light a fire inside?
Yeah. Get your axe, start chopping wood, because March 1st, we're going green. Yeah. Well, people will freeze in the winter. They'll have heat, think of Florida. Full of older people who can't cool themselves. 50 million die in Florida. No air conditioning. Sorry. They look back. Oops.
Why did they die?
That was a bad move.
The biggest story ever. Why did they die? Was there a pandemic? Nope. The government just said no more gas. Sorry.
Free markets.
After years I've been adrift. And I'm only just now realizing this, that I've had that answer in my head before, but you just brought me back on course. The battle to be won is to get the government off the back of free commerce. Free enterprise. That's the battle to be won. Including shit like that. Green, whatever. And you say, no, I don't care about the sentimental value that exists. And oh my God, they're fucking changing the way that I even think about the battle, because I'm thinking of, you're trying to stop me. I'm thinking of the science. It's the science. I'm not thinking about the economic implications of instituting something like that. It's fucking insane. And that's how they win, I think, is they just change what the fight is.
Well,
I don't fucking know.
Here, I'll give one last example, and then you can ask your 8-ball question. So think of Elon Musk. Why is he making electric cars? Because they're fucking cool. He's building shit people want to buy. And he indirectly is part of a solution to a problem. I'm going to do electric cars. They go 0 to 60 in like 2.5 seconds. There's something fucking nuts. They're really nice. They're quiet. They haul ass, and people want them. Yeah. People aren't buying them to be environmentally responsible. Most aren't. Cool, yeah. They're buying it because they're cool fucking cars. Now, they're expensive, but, I mean, there's a guy doing shit. Fucking innovator.
If the Camaro that I just got was also environmentally friendly, I wouldn't have given a fuck at all. And the guy's like, yeah, it goes 0 to 60 in 3.5 seconds. I'd be like, where do I sign? He's like, oh, by the way, it's also environmentally friendly.
Right.
You're totally right. Yeah, you're right. And they're making a new one that can hover off the fucking ground. Did you see that?
No.
Yeah.
Elon Musk is?
It is insane. Yeah.
It's making a hovercraft?
Plaid, whatever. Yeah.
Cool.
No. It's just the car that comes with an option with jetpacks or whatever the fuck.
Oh, shut up, really?
Yeah. I'm not
kidding.
Yeah. Just read an article about it.
Red Bull gives you wings.
Whatever. Not fire, like compressed air. Anyway, sorry, totally sidetracked. But you're right.
All right, 8-ball question, then we bail.
My question.
Or adjourn.
Now that we've gotten down to the bottom of it, and I was bogged down in the weeds of the scum that is Washington, D.C. for so long, the true battle is to get back to free market capitalism, which I know you don't like that word, but we'll work with that for now.
No,
is it possible?
It's not that I don't like it. I think it's villainous to certain people.
Communists. Evil people is what you're saying. Evil, horrible pieces of shit. I don't like the word capitalism.
Even ignorant people who just.
That's fair. I was being hyper mystic 8-ball right there.
I believe it.
I believe it too. That's a much less difficult goal to accomplish than changing the way the politicians act. All you have to do is, fight them with the fucking fight them as citizens instead of as politicians. That's the real way to do it.
I agree.
Yeah.
And that's a great thing to end the show on.
That's a good message. Yeah.
I say cue music. Ready? Need to turn the volume up.
Trump's the most acquitted president of all time.
Definitely an interesting spin. All right. Say goodbye, Charlie.
Bye.
Say goodbye, Chris. Bye.
Chris.
And that's a wrap.